Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
It is a DIY day if you are looking to DIY on your taxes. We just want to make your life a little bit easier, give you some tips today on how to DIY and not make huge mistakes. That's good. Now, I'm a firm believer that most Americans should do their taxes themselves. But about half of Americans use a paid tax preparer to do their taxes when they probably don't need to. There are definitely circumstances when using a tax preparer can make sense. But the vast majority of people can easily DIY their taxes. But they may have some reservations. We are partnering with H&R Block to show you how easy it is to DIY your taxes and how to overcome the fear of making a mistake on them. We'll show you how to do it, how to deal with common issues, and how not to fear the IRS. If you want to start on your taxes while following this article, you can actually get started right now with H&R Block for free. Check out the link at thecollegeinvestor.com. Now, the basics of your tax return and tax refund. Before we do this, before we dive into this DIY stuff, let's talk about it for a second. Now, the best way to think of your tax return is to think of it as settling up with the IRS for the last year. Every month, you typically get taxes withheld from your paycheck. This could cover part or maybe all the taxes you owe. But remember, you pay taxes on all the income you earned, which could include interest on a bank account, side hustle income, investment income, real estate, and more. Your tax return is where you report everything, including your paycheck income and any other income. It's also where you report the taxes you already paid in, via those paycheck withholdings or estimated tax payments you may have made. Then, you calculate how much in taxes you should have paid. Compare that to what you already paid, and you either get a refund for overpaying during the year or you owe taxes to the IRS for the difference. Ideally, your goal is to break even. Be as close to $0 as possible. If you're getting a big refund, it means that you withheld too much out of your paycheck. If you adjust that, you could get bigger paychecks every month, and you'd get a smaller refund at tax time. But you didn't give the IRS and the government a free loan for 12 months. Think about that. If you owe a large amount, it could be that you under-withheld your paycheck, or maybe had some other income that wasn't taxed during the year that you kind of forgot about. You may consider increasing your tax withholding or making some estimated tax payments to avoid owing a lot at tax time in the future. If this all sounds confusing, don't be scared about it. Tax software like H&R Block Online handles all of this for you. All you have to do is enter your information. Check out H&R Block Online. Again, the link is at thecollegeinvestor.com. Now, here's how to get started doing your own taxes. Now that you understand some of the basics, how do you get started? It's easy. You simply just need some tax software. And one that we're using this time is H&R Block Online. Follow the prompts, enter the required information, and you are set, my friend. Depending on how complex your return is, this process can take as little as 15 minutes, even if you're a beginner. Check out H&R Block Online review and see us do a mock return. You can see it at thecollegeinvestor.com. Now, to get started, you need to collect your tax documents, your W-2 for work, 1099s if you did some extra stuff on the side. And I love using an income tax binder to keep everything organized, by the way. It's basically just a folder where you keep everything in one place for taxes and only taxes. And it certainly makes tax prep a lot easier. Then, you'll simply start following the prompts and entering the information required for it. For example, name, address, social security number, spouse, children information, and their social security numbers. And when it comes to reporting your income, you follow the prompts and enter the information on the specific form in the box that the software asks for. That's it. For example, so when you're entering in your W-2 employment income, you'd follow the prompts to enter the information in box 1, etc. Once you finish entering everything, the tax software you use will calculate your tax refund or what you owe. What if you used a paid preparer in the past? So one of the great features of H&R Block Online this year is the ability to easily switch from a paid preparer or other tax software program to them in just 2 clicks. This can save you a lot of time and get your tax return prepared faster. As long as you have a copy of your last year's tax return, you can upload it to H&R Block, and it will import all of your information to make the switching process so easy. Awesome. Now, here are some common mistakes that can be avoided. One of the biggest things that, quote, scares people about doing their own taxes is that they're going to make a mistake. This can either result in a smaller refund or even owing taxes, or worse, an audit. It's important to remember, though, that the math of your tax return is always the same. That's what decides your refund or tax bill. But making a simple typo could result in a big problem. According to a Forbes article that we just recently saw, the most common mistakes when it comes to filing taxes are incorrect Social Security number, misspelled names, filing status errors, math mistakes, errors in figuring deductions, incorrect bank account numbers, forms not signed, and missing filing pins. If you notice on this list, there are 2 buckets of errors. Things like typos, misspelled names, and incorrect bank account numbers can be controlled by you when you enter the information. Things like filing status errors, math mistakes, pins, and errors in deductions can all be avoided by using great tax software. In fact, H&R Block Online has an accuracy guarantee for this type of stuff. So what if you need help? All right, so what if you get started doing this stuff and you're like, wait a minute, I have so many questions, I don't get this. You're not alone, it happens. That's why great tax software combines easy to DIY data entry with easy access to tax professionals. When it comes to H&R Block, they offer federal and state assist just for an extra charge. All you have to do is click the Help Center and ask to speak or chat with a tax pro. Now, once you upgrade to Assist, you can ask as many questions as you'd like when it comes to your return. It's a great option for people who want to DIY their tax returns, but just maybe have a question about how to enter a form or simply don't want to make a mistake. Plus, even when using Tax Pro Assistance, your total cost of filing your taxes will still likely be less than using a pro, paid tax preparer. So, okay, big question. What if the IRS still comes after you? This is the biggest fear most new DIY tax filers worry about, and it's a very overblown worry. Straight from the IRS, only about 0.5% of all tax returns can get an audit or do get audited. And of those, most are via correspondence or mail, where you simply need to provide requested documents. As long as you're entering your information accurately, this isn't something you should worry about. If you do get a letter from the IRS and you're concerned, H&R Block can help you. They offer audit support and assistance services that can help you navigate talking to the IRS about your tax return. Here are some final thoughts. If you're new to doing your taxes yourself, yeah, it can be scary, we know. But once you do it once, it's easy to see how it all works. For the most part, your tax return is just simple data entry, looking at your documents and entering the correct information online, double and triple checking it just to make sure it's all right. Tax software like H&R Block can walk you through exactly what to enter, so you're not missing anything, and then they just handle the rest. Hey, if you want to get started on this, there is a link for you to just start doing your own taxes to H&R Block Online. It's at thecollegeinvestor.com. Thank you so much for stopping by again and listening, and we'll talk to you again very soon.